Hi there everyone, it's Catherine Middlebrooks of BRB Yoga, and in today's quick tip, I want to talk about a strategy to minimize SI joint discomfort when you are doing yoga. If you aren't familiar with the SI joint is where the spine basically comes into the pelvis. And you have two sides of this joint. For many women in particular, and especially women who have a history of more flexibility in their joints, perhaps women who've had multiple babies and thus they have a little bit more laxity in their joints, this is an area that can cause a lot of pain and discomfort because it has two sides. Sometimes one side of the pelvis will kind of rotate forward while the other one rotates back, and it almost is like that joint gets stuck on one side. There are things that we do in common yoga practices that make this worse. So today I'm going to share the biggest one that I see. This is when we hold our pelvis static and then rotate the upper body independent of that. So the best example that I see of this is in a pose called twisting triangle. So in twisting triangle, we have our legs split, we fold forward, we're going to take one arm down and we're going to be rotating. So you can see there's a lot happening in this pose. There's a big twist, there's a lot of stretching happening in the legs. Now, very often in yoga classes, the cue for this pose will be to hold your pelvis straight. Don't let the pelvis rotate. But here's the problem with that. If you keep your pelvis stuck in one position and then you rotate the upper body out of that, it basically can cause that one side of the pelvis to rotate and cause the other side to stick, right? It can create that SI joint discomfort, or if you already have it, it can exacerbate it. So I would rather, if you have any issues with your SI joint, regardless of what your yoga teacher says, allow your pelvis to move with the upper body. So for this example, this same position, when you come into twisting triangle, as you twist your upper body, I'm going to allow this pelvis to rotate too. Rather than keeping my pelvis stuck and twisting just at the upper body, allow the pelvis to move so that I am allowing the spine and the pelvis to be a unit that moves together. That will help prevent that sticking of the SI joint. Try that in your yoga practice. I think your SI joint and your hips will be much happier.